My enemies are many. My equals are none. In the shade of olive trees, they said Italy could never be conquered. In the land of pharaohs and kings, they said Egypt could never be humbled. In the realm of forest and snow, they said Russia could never be tamed. Now they say nothing. They fear me, like a force of nature, a dealer in thunder and death. I say, I am Napoleon. I am Emperor. Burn it!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Napoleon Total War. Love that cinematic. So, I wanted to try a challenge run. So, in my experience with this game, the Austrian Empire is the hardest country to play as, just because of their position. They get attacked, like they start at war with France, and they get attacked by the Ottoman Empire almost immediately. So they have to fight a war on two fronts, basically straight out the gate. And your allies are pretty much worthless for the most part. Like the allied AI in this game just doesn't do very much, generally speaking. Not completely worthless, but generally can't be relied upon to perhaps ease up one of the flanks. But in addition to that, this will be a militia-only run, where militia is basically the weakest unit in the game. They're not even meant to be combat units, they're meant to be garrison units. They're meant to just sit in occupied territories and keep the peace. But they're cheap to maintain and they produce pretty quickly, so this will be kind of a Zerg Rush sort of a game. There is a bit of a rule set, though. I think my rule set only applies to Austria, so I may do another run as another country at some point, but I think Austria is just, it's the tougher run, and I kind of want to see if I can do it. But Austria obviously starts with some armies, so my rule is that I can use those armies only on the defense. I can't attack until I have an army composed entirely of militia. So my other units can walk around in the territory that I start with, and they can reclaim territories that I lose, but other than that, no going on the offense until I have militia only. So I've also bumped up the campaign difficulty to as hard as it'll go. That makes the enemy economy absolutely gigantic, and they can basically fight until the very last territory. Like, they still have huge armies until they're completely destroyed. I've kept the battle difficulty at normal, though, just because with militia, I don't even know if it's physically possible to do it on the hardest difficulty, because what battle difficulty does is makes enemy units more resilient to being routed, and makes it just really difficult to win battles. But I don't know, maybe I'll do that at some point. Maybe I'll bump it up by one for another run or something like that. I don't know, there's a lot we can do with this, but for now, this is my battle setup, going for world domination, which is to control 60 of these territories, which is most of the map. So without further ado, let's get started.
Napoleon has shown no respect for the sovereignty of the independent Italian states, and is now directly threatening the Habsburg-controlled Italian dominions. Together with Great Britain and Russia, Austria must deal with the little would-be emperor before he brings all Europe under his yoke. While the Royal Navy protects the seas and limits French trade capabilities, Austrian forces must march on treacherous Bavaria and Württemberg and remind them of their loyalties to the Holy Roman Empire. Meanwhile, Russian forces are mobilized and will march west to support you. At the same time, to the north, Prussia grows stronger every day. As they have remained neutral, you cannot know for sure what they plan to do, and must be prepared for any eventuality. Prussia currently holds Silesia, a former Austrian possession, and they may be planning to bring other German-speaking territories under their control.
Alright, further the restoration. And in the wake of the revolution in France, our nobles and ministers strongly urge us to prevent the breeding of sedition among the common subjects, which was surely the cause of such outrageous insolence. Putting them into a place where they can serve their king efficiently will not only keep their minds from rebellion and subversion, but also increase the size of our war coffers. Sorry, I'm a little far away from my TV. Okay, so we need to research poverty control laws. Might as well get that going. And we'll get a gentleman into there. Gentleman in a university helps increase research time, so you may have noticed it went from 10 turns down to 7 turns, which is still a long time, but it's better than nothing. Let's get our armies going back to the front. So what I need to do is I need to collect my forces here on the western front, because the French will be advancing across the Rhine pretty much immediately. You could go to Bavaria, please. I expect the Ottomans to declare war on me basically immediately, so we have to be prepared for that. I think these guys will be okay up here. Okay, let's get some trade going. If we make a trade agreement with the Ottomans, we might be able to get a few extra pieces of gold, and it might delay them declaring war on me, because trade agreements make people happy with you. And other than that, we'll just get as many trade agreements as possible, because the more trade agreements equals more income, equals more armies. Okay, so that's all the trade agreements that I can get. We also ought to get our roads, at the very least, in these two provinces, in Croatia and Hungary, so that when the Ottomans do declare war, I can hopefully bring my forces up that much quicker. Galicia is pretty safe, so we can build up our economy here. Actually, no, that's fine. Don't want to spend too much money on factories, because factories do help your economy a little bit, but I don't think they're as good a boon as other things. But I do need to start preparing for the Ottomans to declare war on me pretty much straight away, because I don't think the trade agreement is going to make a difference. It might. I've seen it make a slight difference, but I generally don't think it can be counted on. Let's get you over here. Moravia starts off pretty upset with you. They don't much care for you at the beginning of the game. Okay, so we need to, let's hold the bridge here and hope that the French don't make much of a move in northern Italy. And then I guess let's keep going. Yep, there it is. The Ottoman Empire declared war. Okay, well, sucks to be you, I guess. The Ottoman Empire is basically free territories. It's not bad, it's just, it takes forces away from the front. It's just annoying more than anything. Moravia is on strike. Although nominally independent states, the German lands along the eastern banks of the River Rhine are but mere pawns of the so-called Republic of France. Their lords bend the knee to the Grand Emperor and kiss his boots like any other of his lackeys. There is no time for diplomatic bean-counting. In this great war, you stand either with us or against us, and they've chosen. We must, in all aspects, regard these territories as French possessions. Okay, so yeah, that's just saying that Stuttgart and Munich have fallen to the French. Form an alliance with Prussia. As Napoleon's war machine rumbles eastward, many of our sister nations in the Alps and in the Rhineland now find themselves under French rule. It will not be long before our enemies set about the conquest of our homeland, and we must do everything in our power to stop their advance. Our neighbor, the Kingdom of Prussia, is faced with the similar prospect of French invasion. Join our two nations in a military alliance, and we stand together, and we can stand together in repelling the French incursion and driving Napoleon back to France. Okay. Hopefully they just accept an alliance. Cool. That's an easy 2,000 or 1,000. Moravia, I'm not really sure. They built that. Okay. They're happy. Okay. I see Russia is moving westward. That's good. We need them. The French are still weak in Bavaria, but I don't think they're going to continue to be weak while I build my forces to where they need to be. So that's unfortunate. Okay, so the French are fortifying in northern Italy. That's good. Light infantry. They can be good as harassing units. And another artillery piece is always good. But I need money. I think I might have to start selectively pruning my forces. We'll get rid of those. Hungarian Fusiliers are alright. German Fusiliers are alright. Yeah, we'll get rid of the light infantry just because I prefer straight up line infantry. Although they tend to take more casualties, they also are easier to replenish. So we need to get our economy going. That's quite difficult in the early game. At least as Austria, where you have to focus on so many aspects at the same time. And I do know that there are 2 units of militia sitting here in Galicia, but with the snow, they're just going to take casualties. Well, no. I'll start moving them. They will take a little bit of attrition. You can see the skull flashing here. That means that as long as they're in the snowy region, they're going to lose some troops. But hopefully we can get our general into contact with them before too long, and we can replenish them before we move into the Ottoman territory. Let's just make sure the diplomatic situation hasn't changed very much. Okay, no, we're good. Once they have the general, you can see they're starting to replenish their troops now, so that shouldn't be too bad. The Ottomans seem content not to make very many moves, so we'll take advantage of that. Alright, excellent.
Yes, sir.
The French seem content to just sort of hold their position in northern Italy, so that's good. I think we have enough line infantry that we can get rid of our light infantry. 3 cannon and 4 infantry should be enough to hold off most of the attacks that they're going to send our way. The French don't really focus on the southern front, and the northern Italians send only tiny little forces to attack because they keep a lot of their troops at home to defend. Cool, we've got another spy. That's helpful. You go to northern Italy, so you can keep an eye on that front. Okay, punish the collaborators. Once proud members of the Holy Roman Empire, the states of Baden and Württemberg have now fallen under the sway of that insolent parvenu, Napoleon Bonaparte. Being confronted with superior forces is not an excuse for dishonorable behavior. If our blessed Duke Leopold had been equally treacherous, Austria would not be what it is today. Liberating these states from occupation and nepotism will not only prove our might, but might well spark an insurgence by those who still have the guts to fight. That's another 1,000 gold if we can do that. But we're not really in a position to do that at this point because we still need to rekit our forces. But before I do anything with the forces on the western front, I need to get an army prepared in the east to move against the Ottoman Empire. Economy seems to be doing well enough. So let's start making more troops here. Cool. We'll move them up and then replace them. Okay. I think we're good. Oh, dang it. They assassinated my general. Okay. Okay, cool. And I think we still have another general floating around here, don't we? Yes, we do. Let's keep him in Vienna until we're actually ready to move against the Ottomans. Okay. We're not clear of the threat to Tyrol. So, but I don't want to... I want to make the rules so that I can't even move through territory that is not mine. So I can't just move these troops from Prague to Tyrol without going all the way around. Just to be a little bit more correct with that. A little bit more in keeping with the spirit of the challenge. So let's take one cannon and a couple of... Yeah, let's take a couple of line units. It does leave this army a little bit weak, but hopefully this army will come in to reinforce before too long. We probably ought to get some more militia going. Prague seems to be a little upset with me, so we'll get some militia up there. The roads are built in Hungary and in Croatia, so that's good. That'll help a little bit. And now we wait. I think I saw an Ottoman force move during that turn, so that's not good. They may be waiting in ambush. Okay, another gentleman. That's good. 2 turns until that. That'll basically be free 2,000 gold. Spy network established. That's this guy, so now he can see everything going on in Bavaria. That'll help us a lot. And Bohemia. Do you need more than one? No. So then let's transfer one of those units down south. And we'll get that. And let's turn that into a cantonment. because we're not going to need artillery. That was a cannon factory, and we're not going to use that. So you keep moving south, please. You keep moving to Budapest. We'll take this general, and we'll hold this bridge, because I thought I saw an Ottoman force come up this way, or maybe like this way. So if we hold the river crossing, then hopefully they'll show themselves and we can crush them before they can cause any damage. Oops, didn't mean to get rid of that. Oh well. Okay. Alright. Well, thankfully the AI was not very aggressive, so we should hopefully be able to get ourselves going without much issue at this point. There's an Ottoman force. I don't know if that's the same one I was watching earlier. Uh-oh. What are you doing? Stop it. Oh dear, that's not good at all. Okay. We might be able to do this. I didn't expect them to bring forward such a big force at this point, but hopefully we can use the city to our advantage. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll have our artillery here, so that when they come into close range, we can blast them with canister shot. Let's see, what's the range on that? That is perfect. I like that. So we want our militia on the flanks, so that if they try to charge my artillery, I have some substantial units there. We'll deploy some reserves. I expect that they will probably try to come in from the east for the most part, but we'll still have some forces there. In fact, we'll have another unit here. We'll start to deploy that when the battle starts, and then we'll have our line infantry on more extreme flanks, because if their cavalry tries to flank, then we can form a square and destroy them. Alright, cool. So now we just have to wait for the French. Come on, just get a couple of good hits. That's all you need. That was a decent one. Could be better, but 3 men down. That's not bad at all. That unit does look like it's coming onto the flank, so we'll prepare for them there. Yes, good hit. Oh, another one. Okay, great. I think they're getting a little too far to the side, so we'll target the other one. Oh, another good hit. Well done. Yeah, if we can take out their cavalry, then the artillery can handle most of the rest. Excellent. Got another good hit. Come on. Just fire one more shot. Ah! Yeah, we're gonna need our other line unit. Okay, so they seem to be... their cavalry is... We can't really do much about them at this point. So let's focus on their infantry. Oh, come on. Big clump of men. Canister shot. Hurry before they spread out. Alright, good. Alright. Our infantry has begun firing. We'll get those guys into a square, and then move our other square up. And then we'll start to get the envelopment going.
We have killed their general, sir.
Cool, Napoleon has been wounded. It says killed, but when it's a major character like that, like Napoleon, then they just get wounded, and they'll recover pretty shortly. Okay. Hurry, get in the square. Okay, that's fine. Their cavalry cannot break a square, even if they don't fully square up. The fact that they managed to, like, I pressed the button before they engage, means that they get the melee bonus, and so their cavalry can't really do much. Okay, we're starting to hurt in our center. Alright, their cavalry has fled, so they will get out of square, and now we can start to move in. Okay, let's focus hard on our right, crush them there, and hopefully turn our attention back onto the left. Artillery is doing a number on them, that's good. We still got plenty of reserves too. In fact, let's move our militia back a bit and get just cannon fodder up to the front. Okay. Let's charge here and try and break them. Alright, cool. It's one unit down. Yeah, battle's over. We win.
Glorious victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
Awesome. All right, and that's a victory. Napoleon himself couldn't break us.
Niemand wird uns besiegen.
All right, but I think we do need a few more troops in Innsbruck, because that was a little not so good. Okay, cool. We executed an enemy spy. Rip that guy. Okay. We're doing alright. Our economy is taking a little bit of a hit, but that's fine. Okay. I had hoped to take a defensive position, but they're going to try and stop us at the bridge. And I think we're on the defensive, which is good if it's a river crossing. I mean, it's good anyway, because we'll be able to just fend them off. But nope, not a river crossing. Okay, that's fine, though. We've got a hill. No, we don't. They have a hill. Crap. Okay, this is actually fine here. No, we'll do a bit of a grand battery. We'll do that, and our infantry will hold. No, they're focused on my left, so we'll need our infantry on the left to counter them. And then our cavalry can hopefully hold everything on the right. So you focus there, you focus there. You know what? Both of you focus there. Oh, come on, please. Alright, good. Good opening volley. Alright. Yeah, their cavalry is already decimated, so that's good. Now let's focus on their general. If we can kill their general, that will hurt their morale quite a bit. So you get in a wedge. You get on their flanks. Alright, cool.
We have killed their general, sir.
Excellent. That is great. General is dead. Their right is broken. Now let's take out their artillery. In fact, let's take you two. No, you go that way. You two come here. Prepare for a counterattack. Alright. We decimated them with our canister shot too, so that's excellent. Yeah, look at all those dead bodies.
Victory, sir, is soon to be yours.
And you guys keep drawing them back. Alright, their artillery is broken. Dang, that was quick. Alright, cool. I'm gonna run them down, so I'll be back in a minute. Cool, we lost 19 men, and they lost 462. Wow. Brutal. Take that, Italy. Okay. So let's get some more troops recruited on the Eastern Front. Because this is a little scary right now. Do we know anything about French? No. But we do know that they're not likely to win. We'll hang on to our troops for the time being. And then we'll move them up north. Like we repelled the attack from the French in Innsbruck. So hopefully they'll be hesitant to attack us again. Until we can get our forces going. I don't know what happened to that Ottoman force, but they don't seem to have appeared anywhere So I'm just going to move up and hopefully try and get the Balkans under control.
Yes, sir. Vorwärts für Krone und Vaterland! Bereit machen! Euer Majestät, vorwärts! Marsch! Hinter die Flagge!
All right. I saw a French force tussle with the Russians, it looked like, and then the Russians ran away. Okay, yeah, this will be easy. See, look, it's militia against militia, but even still, like, we have a huge advantage over them. So, like, that's how much the Ottomans suck. Like, the Ottomans are not a problem at all. It's just they just take forces away from the front is their annoyance. So let's just quickly crush them, take the Balkans. That'll help supplement our income at least a little bit, and then we'll keep going. That does look like they're going to come and try and cross the stream, which is a problem for them. In fact, let's back up a little bit so they're forced onto the bridge, onto the ford. That'll condense their line a little bit, make them easier targets, and make it harder for them to shoot back. We're both taking more casualties than I'd like. Alright, let's charge them. Oh, come on, are you serious? Oh, that sucks. Well, they're not much better off. Alright, we got the poverty control laws. An important step has been made in our quest to restore the rightful order of Europe. The poor and idle can no longer gather to conspire against the good rulers of our nation. The resultant increase in the size of the workforce benefits our economy greatly, and our treasurer heralds the new law as the best idea since the invention of the carbine musket. Awesome. And Venetia has finished producing its troops. So we'll send these soldiers up north. We'll get these guys going here. You there. Alright. Cool. Alright. This is fine. Very minor setback at the bridge there. But that's fine. We're bringing reinforcements up anyway, and if they try anything, then they're gonna die. And in fact, they're gonna die anyway. In fact, let's move these out west, and that way we can start to move our armies, like get our armies prepared again in the west. Oops, didn't mean to do that. Oh well, whatever. It's fine.
Damn this weather, sir. Wet powder makes misfires a certainty.
Alright, cool. We'll get right up close to him. Even better. We lost 2 men and their army, quote-unquote, was destroyed. Awesome. Alright. So I would say that we've got a good foothold into Ottoman territory. Let's get the economy going a little bit. Repair the damage. What else can we do? Can anything here be increased? I suppose we could get our roads going up again. Yeah, mine will help. Alright. I think that's probably a good place to call it for this episode. So, on the next one, we'll, I guess, continue to press our advantage in the Ottoman territory, and we'll hopefully keep our line stable here in the west until we can subdue the Ottomans and, I guess, bring our army from the west, or from the east to the west, and move against the French. So, yeah, we're doing pretty all right at the start here. So, until the next episode, I'll see you later.